Hello and welcome to Deadliest Catch, the game with me, Kevin Sawyer. Hope you guys and girls are well and enjoying your day. Right, this is first look for the channel. I've had a quick look at this game already. Now, reason I decided to play this game is a bit funny because I remember when I first started thinking about first started thinking about doing YouTube. I remember watching Stucco Gloss doing the Deadliest Catch. Now he's playing the old original version, which is the 90s version, which is a long story, but once I remember I was in a Curry's PC World and I picked up a copy of it and looked at it and I thought, why would anyone want to play this game, and then put it back down again, only to realise a few years later it was actually a cool game to play, but you could no longer get it because the original makers of the original game went into administration. You could no longer actually get the game. There were variants of it on the Xbox and the PS2, 3 I think, but the original PC version was probably the best version looking at it now. That had a pretty interesting backstory. It was all based off of this series, off of the Discovery series. And from what I can gather, some of the people that were in that original series passed away. I don't know if it was down to working at sea or whatever. I don't know full SP on that, and I know one of the key members of that series was never the same after one of the members of his crew died, and I think there was a bit of a court case involved with Discovery and the makers as well of the original game, which caused the whole lot to go into administration. But this is just stuff I read on sort of like forums and internet sort of stuff. I don't know how much of it's true. I don't know how much of it's false. What I do know is this game doesn't have that same element of gameplay from the first glance of this, but it has, I'll say gameplay, but backstory. The gameplay, a lot of it is the same as the basic game was. It just doesn't have that whole backstory to it. It's still in early access, this game itself, so bear that in mind if you think about buying this. Of course, I'll leave links down below for you guys to have a look at this game for yourself and have a go on it for yourself if you wish. So it's still early access. Let's start the new game. What I'm looking for is at least 6 likes for this, I should say, for me to continue on with this series. If you guys and girls like it, then we'll continue on. I won't go over the tutorial, I've already tried that. I'll just go on to the main game. Right, so it always starts you off in the main harbour here. On the obviously the tutorial, it goes through what everything is. I'm gonna try and go through through this as much as I can. Right, this is where you can buy skills from. You start off a very low amount of money, only 7.5 grand. This is very minimal. Down here you can buy certain skills that do certain things for you, like that. If you go to here, and then it gives you a store discount. It costs like £1,000 to, is that 100,000? It's like more like 100,000 store discount, £100,000 to discover. That's your ship there. You click on that once you want to depart. They have eliminated certain aspects from this game to the original. Originally, you could either just choose to go out the port yourself and sail yourself to your designated area. This has eliminated a lot of that, which is a bit of a shame. Upgrades, this is where you can upgrade your boat. You can make it a lot more. So you've got like stuff like This ship itself, you can bigger fuel tank, whole larger stuff, etc., etc. Automated cooler, stuff like that. All does sort of like different stuff. This is sort of like automated crane. So if you buy that after purchasing the crab, crane automatically moves the pot, which is quite handy actually. I wonder how much that would actually cost. Have a quick look. Don't think you can buy it yet. Doesn't give me a price to buy it. Over here, as I say, you can buy certain discounts for certain aspects. Here you can buy certain different equipment stuff. All do certain stuff. Over here's a shop. You can buy your gear from here. Cancel all that. You can buy your buoys, your grappling hooks, WD-40, which is like a repair tool, repair for the pots, all the food's there, and obviously the crab pots itself. Over here you buy fuel for your ship. You can just obviously load that up whenever you need it. Fines office is where you pay your fines. Now you can get fines on this game if you catch things that are within the fall out of the specifications. So if they're below a certain size, you can only catch male crabs of a certain size, and if you catch female crabs and they're under or male crabs under a certain size, you'll get a fine. Processing plant, that's where you actually go and sell your crabs, and the bar is where you can actually hire a crew. There's only 2 members at the moment. One's good for like handling the pots, the other one's good with the crane side of things. But I'm not going to go any crew at the moment. I'm just going to set off just on my own with what I've got, just because of the amount of money. Now, from what I've learnt from the tutorial, they like the crabs like certain conditions, either muddy or sandy conditions. So I've been striking good on sandy conditions. I'm going to try a bit of muddy conditions, so I'm going to fast travel to that point. And then put some pots out. If I get enough interest to say in the next episode, I will try actually utilising a crew. Let's turn the light on. It's a bit dark, but if I go over to the crane controls over here, this is where it gets a bit funky playing on using this, because it's a bit like, actually, remember the game, well, you know the games you get on the piers, the crane grab thing. It's a bit like that. It doesn't behave the way you want it to behave. It's a kind of unique way of actually trying to, once you get the hang of it, it's quite good. It's easy, but it's initially getting the hang of it, it's a bit of the pain. Let's put that there for now. And then escape. Q to quit, get out of the crane. Right, let's tip the table a bit. So use the lever here to rise it. Once it gets to that point, you can actually press R to bring it back in or whatever. Grab a buoy. It seems like everything's the same sort of key. Don't want to open pot, I just want to put the buoy on there. Why won't it let me put the buoy on there? I'll try open the pot then. There we go. And then I'll go and get some grub or some bait. I'll grab some of that. There's already some in there. You can actually mix your own stuff up. You use this machine over here to mix it. Pour it in here, and it actually grounds the bait, the frozen bait up, and actually you can make your own. But as we've got some already pre-mixed, might as well do that. Right, close the pot, because if you don't close the pot, lose all your catch. And let's drop it. And let's bring that back down. And now let's go over to the boat controls. This is where you can control the boat. WASD, so W and S make the boat go faster or slower, and A and D make it go right or left, or port or starboard. Depends on what you want to call it. So I'm just going to set off a little bit. I'll put it up to 2, and then I'll jump back out of this. 'Cause if you jump back out, it continue at 2, and then I'm going to go back over to the crane, grab the pot, and then Q to quit that. I'll leave the crane as it is. Grab some buoys. Does that. Just raise it up a little bit. Press the 1-1. Let's go over to the fridge. Might as well grab that as we've got some. Use the rest of that up. I don't know what the significance of the baits do. I don't know if that attracts a certain type of... Why won't you hang? There you go. Certain type of crab or what, but I'm trying these out for the first time and just drop it over. I'll drive out and away a little bit, just so we're not hanging over that pot for too long. You could potentially go back to port at this rate and wait, but I'm going to slow it down and then spin it round. You don't have to be moving to spin this whole thing round as well. You can just spin the boat round while it's in neutral or not moving at all. There you go, there's the pots there. Roughly lining up roughly to about there-ish, so I can just about see the buoys in the distance. And then if you press T, you can now wait for a few hours. So I'm going to wait for 8 hours. Actually, I'm going to make it around 10. Actually, I'm going to make it 8 hours. Wait. And you do get dynamic weather, like you've got fog coming in now. It looks like we've drifted slightly as well. So they've been in there for 8 hours now. You don't have to sit here and wait for them. You can actually, that's the good thing about this game, you can actually cast out pots. Oh, I've gone too far. Press C to change the camera view, by the way. That does help a lot. You do drift a little bit. You see how it's still drifting a bit? So bear that in mind. Obviously you would drift as it in real life. You don't just stop on a sixpence, you are in water. So you've got to wait for the either the bow thrusters to kick in and slow you down, or slowly come to a stop. Grab your grappling hook. Again, E to grab. Everything seems to be E. And then throw the line out. And then just alternate that until it gets to that point. And then come over to here. Then operate the hoist. Got to turn it on. Oops. Come on. Turn on. Why won't you work? Oh, there we go. I'm not pressing the right button. There we go. I was clicking on it, not pressing E. It's a bit counterintuitive, admittedly. See how everything's the same button. It makes it easy, but it makes it a bit of a faff at the same time. Just let go of the hook by pressing Q. Once that's done, if you press E on that, it should slide the table over, and then E to open the cage, and then E to tip. Now you can slide the table back over. Now it's up to you what you do now. You can either put the pot back in, but I won't. I'm gonna take it back to shore. This is where it gets a bit rinse and repeat. You have to sort out the crabs. It can get a bit laborious. You have to physically actually grab a single crab, then press space to look at it, and then twist it around, and then you verify what sex it is and what size it is. As you can see, it's the right sex, it's a male, but it's the wrong size. So we've got to put that into the bad crab pot, and just keep repeating. I find if you spin it round straight away on its back, it more or less does it for you. So hang on, there we go. Now that's the right size, so throw that in the pot. This is a bit hit and miss. You either get a good pot or you get a bad pot, which I kind of like. No guarantees in this game, so that's nice. Size, so we keep him. Looks a bit too small. I thought it looked a bit small. You get to sort of like see this one. I've got a funny feeling this is going to be the right size, but don't know about its sex until it's female. But it is the right size. You can tell by the size of it. Just when you go to pick it up, you think, hang on, that's going to be looks the right size, but it's the wrong sex. Right. That's the right size. I figured it might be. So you can tell the size just by grabbing it. I know this is going to be the right size. I just don't know what. Twist. There we go. Whether it's male or female, just by until we twist it over. There we go. Say, look, tip it upside down. That's the best way. That's going to be too small, I'd say. And the wrong sex anyway. If it's female, too small, and it's female. So it's got to go in bad crab pot. Again, that's the right size, but it's a female. Right size. It's a male. I reckon it's going to be the right size. Yeah, here we go. Wrong size. I'd say this is too small as well, and it's wrong. So I'm just going to throw it because I know it's the wrong. No, it's female. It's no good. No good. Once you establish it's either the wrong size or the wrong sex, it's just easier just to throw it either in the wrong pile. I find. When you're not 100% sure, just keep looking. until you know for sure. See, that's... I had a funny feeling it was too small, but... See, this is nowhere near a full pot. You'd have a load of these crabs. Probably well over 100 crabs. That's a good crab. Bad crab. I'm just hoping a crew member will be able to do some of this, because this is the laborious part of the game. It's a bit rinse and repeat, having to manually sort through it. I can tell that's already too small. Yeah, I knew it was too small. Just because the size of it, that looks more of a contender. Yep. So does that one. Yep. That looks too small. I'd throw that straight into the reject pile. But just to verify it, you get more skill points by visually verifying it, I believe. See, I'd say that's too small. See, wrong, too small. It was male, but it's too small. Same with this one, I'd say, too small. Yeah, so I'm going to throw it in the pot. Bad pot. That's a bit 50-50, that one. No. Right size. It's a female. No good. That's good. Keep that on. That's why I started off with 2 pots in this, because I knew it's going to be a bit rinse and repeat. I've still got yet another pot to do. I'll do this pot on screen, and then I'll edit the other pot out just to save on time, because I can see it's dragging on otherwise. Way too small. I knew it would be, but like that one's probably going to be the right size. Yep. You can tell as soon as you pick them up, because they look huge. And yeah, see, that looks huge, but it's wrong. It's a female. It's no good. See, that looks too small for me. Just from judging it. Yeah, I'm not even going to bother estimating what. That's a 50-50. It's the right size, and it's a male, so throw it in the pot. I guess the reason why they've enforced these limits on, obviously because youngsters will breed with females, and it just increases the population, otherwise you'll overfish the crabs. Right, so that's all more or less sorted into categories. So the good crabs on this side and the bad crabs on that side. Now it's up to you how you want to do this. You can either grab your pot and store your good crabs straight away, or you can store your bad crabs. Sorry, throw your bad crabs away. What you need to do is just go over to the side of the boat and then hike. I think I forget which one it is to throw. Let me just bring up the. Get it right or left? Or was it? I know one of these buttons froze it. Should be R then. No. Maybe E? Ah, yeah, press and hold E, and that throws them back out. I couldn't remember what it was. It said to close that box back up. Now grab the next lock. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. And then just drop them into your storage. And then close your little storage hanger. And then cue to drop your crate. Now you can either close the lid on this, which is probably advisable, and then jump back onto the crane. And then grab that. It doesn't have to be spot on back along here. You can just throw any old wear down in here and it will just place it like that automatically. It doesn't look official, and I don't know if it damages the cage trying to do that, but just for those people, you can actually, if you come out of here, you can actually control the crane from over here. It's a bit of a faff though, admittedly. See, you can't actually control the crane from here. But it just is counterintuitive, and it's difficult to see whereabouts the crane arm actually is in respect to the, from this distance. You get that whole depth perception problem, so you don't actually know whereabouts it is, because it's all 2D, it's not 3D. You get that problem. I'm just going to come out of here, and I'm going to move the boat a bit further forward and grab the next pot. So the next pot should be further along here. But we need to turn the boat a bit this way. Oh yeah, I can see it up ahead. It's like a one-man army this. You're both the captain and the crew. So Alt, is it right Alt and R for the crew activity? I know there's been a recent update in this where you can actually get them to go and rest and turn them off if you want. So you could actually potentially get the guy to set the pots out and then get him to rest when you want to collect the pots. Ooh, bit too far ahead. I was going gunning that. So I need to come back. Again, it starts you off with a huge ship, which is a bit is a bit of a disincentive for this game, because you've more or less got everything that you want within the game. What it should have really done is started you off with a smaller vessel or a run-down vessel that you have to sort of like do up. I can see why they've gone this route, so you can just go straight into the game and not worry about any sort of quest, but I think they've shot themselves in the foot by doing that, because once you played it for a few hours, or for an hour, you're kind of going to get fed up playing it, because there's nothing really motivating you to play it for longer, other than just grabbing, doing as much fishing as you can. Don't know if I'm going to get that. Ooh. I did grab it. You can actually lose hooks and stuff, and you can break stuff as well. If you look at a certain thing, you can see where it says condition there. If you want to fix something, if you go over to here and then grab your can of WD-40, other brands are out there, and just spray it to repair. See it how it goes up? You will use the can up though, trying to repair this. I don't see how WD-40 is really going to do that much repairing. Welding, maybe, yeah. Let's put that back. Can I put that back in the cupboard, or so just... yeah, put away. Right. Right, let's hoist this thingy up. Attach ropes. Oh, it's already up. Okay. Now that's another thing that I find a bit annoying, because you press up and the whole thing goes up. You just wanted to raise the. I think it's that hoist action. I think that's where I'm getting confused. Come on, hook. There. Now you throw that away. So it still has a few bugs that needs to be worked on. Like that little aspect there, it's just like, what's going on there? It doesn't tell you what you're doing wrong, or anything like that. I think right-clicking, letting them the ability to right-click on an item rather than press E would make the game a bit easier in aspects. I better open the pot. The pot's already opened. I've already done that. Throw that. That looks like less of a catch to me. I'll grab the pot. Actually, I better shut the gate on it. And then I'll grab the pot off the side if it let me. And then just throw it back down on here. So it automatically stacks it for you. And then just Q to exit. What I'll do is I'll do the sorting of this off screen, so it just doesn't make the game so long, and then we'll take it back to harbour, see how much we get for all these grabs. I'll see you on the next side. Hello guys, welcome back. As you can see, it's a fairly even split pot, just over 21 good, 20 bad, so it wasn't too bad a pot. Let's grab that, let's grab live ones and put them in a pot. I think it was hard to throw, wasn't it? Cute. No. Let's grab them. There we go, it's E, press E, and throws them back out to sea. I think it's still a bit cruel, because you're kind of killing them, I would say, by throwing them out that hard. Anyway, I need the pot again. Throw it in there. And drop that, and then just close that. And then let's lower the table. Let's raise the hook over here. I think it's that to winch. Turn on. Yeah, I think that's what winches it up. I think it looks looking like that. It looks like a winch symbol. So lower hook. Okay. Let's eat it harder. I'd say I think. Yeah, I think that winches it myself. Anyway, let's go back to harbour. I think it's map. Press M to go back. There is another boat out here. That's your rival. I think you can run into the ships. I'm not 100% sure. I've not tried it yet. Except go back to harbour and see how much that got us. Go to the here processing plant and then sell all your crabs. To get 5 grand. That's not bad. Now you've got to take into consideration I've got 13 grand. I've now got to get diesel for the boat. As you can see, we're half empty, or half full, some people would say. How much is that? See, now back down to 4 grand. Just by filling up the boat. I could buy an upgrade, which would cost £1,000. I'm gonna probably go to the store discount. So that should give us a bit of discount. That should. Let's see if we can hire some people. See, it's the same people again. So, in the next episode, if you guys like this, what I'll do is I'll hire a crew, and then we'll see together how this all works out. I've got an idea of how it all works out, but obviously I'll save that idea until the next episode. Hope you guys and girls enjoyed this episode, well, this first look at this. If you did, again guys and girls, please like. Don't forget, I am looking for 6 likes on this, so then I'll play the next one. If I do get 6 likes, if we do smash that goal, then I will play the next one. If you didn't like this for any reason at all, again guys and girls, please feel free to dislike. Please leave comments down below, either. Just so then at least then I'll know how to improve in the future. If you know anyone else that may also enjoy watching this, guys and girls, please feel free to share. It helps me out a lot, and I don't mind you sharing. And if you're new to my channel, you'll see future episodes of this, maybe, or anything else that I'm working on. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notifications bell so then you're aware as soon as I upload a new video. I'll see you in the next one. TTFN.